All right, so I didn't realize, 500 of you were going to watch the video. And that being said, I didn't take videos of me building it because it's a lot of work to edit these things. I did want to show you guys a final product. I know painting's in the details, and I don't really have the lighting for the details here. I know what these things are meant for is to go, riding around downtown. I've got mine in my office just as a cool kind of conversation and centerpiece. It is February in Michigan, so maybe next time we can actually take it outside. But regardless, I will have to show you guys all the details and give you some tips on actually how this painting thing went. The problem I felt with this thing was the fact that the plastic itself actually has burrs in it that are kind of hard to sand out, because the more you sand, the more you pull the burrs up almost. Probably could have, but just to show you guys a little bit more. Actually, one of the biggest problems was the fact that not everything lines up really perfectly on these types of bikes. As you turn the wheel, my headlight bezel nicks my front kick panel and it cracks it a little bit. And that sucks after you spend a lot of time working on one of these things to see stuff like that happening. You can see it happened also down here. As you're putting it together, it's kind of tough because the plastic almost has to bend to fit in place. And this type of paint I used, just a single, with the epoxy primer, actually the sticking qualities were really good. Now that was great until it ended up not drying quick enough and receiving bits of dust. You can find them throughout the piece. What went on top of the epoxy was, of course, our base coat. You can go straight epoxy base coat. You could put a sealant in between. And I do recommend that if you're using acrylic primer that's dry, because you need it actually to cause the base to adhere to your primed surface. Even if you have scratches, the sealant works almost as a chemical. First falls into those crevices and all those scratches, and next actually chemically it bonds with your base. After base comes, urethane clear coat. You really have to be careful here if you're painting in your garage. I actually, for this project, spent some money on getting a fresh air rebreather, running an outside pump, pumping air directly into my face mask so that I could breathe and do so safely, because, urethanes themselves crystallize or some shit in your lungs, and it's really bad. I mean, you can end up with, unfortunately, cancer, things like that. So be careful, let it dry, and then, you get a bike and enjoy.